Hello guys, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome back to my YouTube channel Sherina Kusrabadani. Today I will explain you about using video in language learning from the subject English teaching media development. You can see my mapping by me. Here you are, using video in language learning. The use of video tabs has been a common feature in language teaching for many years. Today, I will explain about using video in language learning. Okay, for the first is A1. Why use video? To some people, video tab is merely a glorified version of audio tab, and the use of video in class is just listening with pictures, but there are many reasons which video can add a special extra dimension to the learning experience. First, seeing language in use. One of the main advantages of video is that students do not just hear language, they see it too. Not only listen the audio, but also they can see about expression, gesture, and other visual clues. Thus, we can observe how intonation can match facial expression. Second, cross-cultural awareness. Video uniquely allows students a look at situations far beyond their classrooms. This is especially useful if they want to see, for example, typical British body language when inviting someone out, or how Americans speak to ladies. Third, the power of creation. When students use video cameras themselves, they are given the potential to create something memorable and enjoyable. Fourth, motivation. For all the reasons so far mentioned, most students show an increased level of interest. If the teacher using video in language, it will motivate students to more interesting for their lessons. Next, A2, video problems. If we wish to use video successfully in classes, we need to be aware of a number of potential problems. There you are. First, the nothing new syndrome. Just switching on the monitor in a classroom is not especially exciting for a television and internet viewing population. It means we have to provide video activities that are unique learning experiences. Second, poor quality tabs and discs, poorly framed and woodenly acted material will not engage students who are used to something better. We have to judge whether the quality is sufficiently good to attract our students' interest. Third, poor viewing conditions. We have to be sure that students can see and hear the video. And next, stop and start. Some students become frustrated when teachers constantly stop and start the video, only showing little bits at a time. We need to ask ourselves how many stops and starts we ourselves could copy. Unless the lack of extras. Some people think that more than 2 or 3 minutes of video sends students to sleep. Short video sequence of between 1 and 4 minutes can yield a number of exercise and demonstrate. We will need to design activities to keep our students informed. Less fingers and thumbs. Students can be irritated by teachers who can't find what they want or get back to where they have just been on the tab or disk. The only answer is for us to familiarize ourselves with the system we're using. Next is A3 video types. There are three basic types of video which can readily be used in class: off-air programs, real-world videos, and language learning videos. Okay, first, off-air programs. Programs recorded from a television channel should be engaged for our students and of a sensible length. We have to consider their comprehensibility to apart from overall language level. Some of air video is also extremely difficult for students to understand, especially where particularly marked accents are used or where there is a high preponderance of slang or regional vernacular. The best programs and excerpts are ones which we can use for a range of activities including prediction, cross-cultural awareness, teaching language, or as bursts for the students' own creativity. Next, real-world video. There is no reason why we and our students should not use separately published video type materials such as feature films, exercise manuals, wildlife documentaries, or comedy, provided that there are no copyright restrictions for doing this. Last, language learning videos. Many publishers now produce freestanding language learning videos or just have videos to accompany course books, frequently accompanying workbooks. The main advantage of specially made videos is that they have been designed with students at a particular level in mind. They are thus likely to be comprehensible, designed to appeal to students' topic interest and multi-use. Okay, next, A4, who listen video. There are no copyright restrictions. Teachers can record programs off air and base a world-class sequence around them. For example, suppose that with an intermediate class we wish to show all of or part of a 30-minute documentary about young boys being sent to private boarding schools in Britain. We may start the sequence with a discussion about which of the following types of school students would prefer go to or send their children to, and why. We might then check our student knowledge of certain key vocabulary before giving them a prediction exercise based on what they are going to see. It doesn't based on sequence, but before leaving the watching of the video, we can rewind and pick out particular uses of language which we can ensure students understand and know how to use. Okay, next, A5 video as part of a lesson. We can use a short video extract as one component in a longer language lesson sequence, whether to illustrate the topic we are working on, to highlight language points, or to settle a class after a noisy activity. First, as topic, we will often be able to introduce a short 2 or 3 minute video extract with a lesson devoted to a particular topic. Second is language. When a class is working on an area of language, whether grammatical, functional, or lexical, or a mixture of all three, the lesson can be greatly enhanced by a video extract which shows that language in operation. Third, relaxation. Video can occasionally be used for relaxation, but this use must not be overdrawn since, as we have said, we usually need to make it an active process. A6, self-access video. Students do not have watch video only in the classroom. They can also watch them at home or in their school self-access centers. This will be especially useful where there are worksheets and related material for them to work it. Okay, next is B. Common video teaching techniques. B1. Viewing techniques. All of the following viewing techniques are designed to awake the students' curiosity through predictions activities, so that when they finally watch the video sequence in its entirety, they will have some expectations about it. First, fast forward. The teacher presses the play button and then fast forwards the video so what the sequence should pass silently and at a great speed, taking only a few seconds. When it is over, the teacher can ask students what the extract was about and whether they can grasp what the characters are saying. Second, silent viewing for language. The teacher plays the tape at normal speed, but without the sound. Students have to guess what the characters are saying. Third, silent viewing for music. The same technique can be used with music. Teachers saw a sequence without sound and asked students to say what kind of music they would put behind it and why. Fourth, freeze frame. At any stage during a video sequence, we can freeze the picture, stopping the participants dead in their tracks. Fifth, partial viewing. One way of provoking the students' curiosity is to allow them only a partial view of the pictures on the screen. B2. Listening and mixed techniques. Listening routines based on the same principles as those for viewing are similarly designed to provoke engagement and expectations. Pictureless listening language. The teacher covers the screen, turns the monitor away from the students, or turns the brightness control right down. Second, pictureless listening music. Where an excerpt has a prominent music track, students can listen to it and then say based on the mood it appears to convey. Third, pictureless listening, sound effects. In a scan without dialogue, students can listen to the sounds to guess the scan. For example, they may hear the lighting of a gas stove. Fourth, picture of speech. We can define the class into so that half of the class faces the screen and half faces away. Okay, C. Video watching activities. In this section, we will look at a number of activities designed for a specific video situations. C1. General comprehension. The following activity is designed to help students watch a video in order to understand the gist of it and then look back again for details. For example, first with no statement, activity being observant, skills watching, listening for detail, at any level, elementary and above. In this activity, students have to try and give as much information as they can about what they have seen as if they were witnesses being questioned by the police. After being told to remember as much as they can, they watch the sequence. In pairs, they now have to agree on everything they heard and saw. Who said what to who? Where did the action take place? Who was wearing what? When the pairs have finished their discussion, the teacher reads out questions and the students have to write their answer. Next is C2, working with aspects of language. The activity in this section shows language work unique to medium of video. Example 2 is subtitles. Activity comparing language. Skills, watching for guests, watching for the dialect comprehension, translation. Age, adult, level, intermediate and above. Way of getting students in monolingual groups to focus on language is to get hold of English language films which have subtitles in the students' language. For the first viewing, they should just concentrate on the story. After the first viewing, the teacher and students discuss what they have seen. And then the student will then their best to write down what they think the original English words were. And then for the final viewing, they watch the extract with the sound turned up to compare their English with the words that were actually spoken. C3. Video as a springboard to creativity. The activity in this section shows how a video excerpt can be used to spark students' creativity by encouraging interpretation, provoking thought, and asking for language use. Example 3. Different season differences. Activity making change skills, watching for guests, interpreting text young, age, adult, and above. In this activity, students watch a video excerpt and the teacher makes sure that they understand it. They do any language work which may be appropriate. And then D, this is the last, D, video making activities. The activities in this section suggest what ways in which the camera can become a central learning aid. As a result of which students work cooperatively together using a wide variety of language, both in the process and the product of video making. D1. Video simulations. Video can enhance simulation not only because it can provide very telling feedback when students can watch themselves and evaluate their performance, but also because the presence of a video camera helps to make medium simulations, such as TV programs, more realistic. Example is news bulletin. Activity, presenting information clearly. D2 creative ideas. The following activity expects the students to use their imaginations and creativity to bring a fresh dimension to their language. Simple, put it on screen. Focus acting from a script, interpreting text at any level in. It means when students read a story, study an extract from a novel, or work with a course book dialogue, they form some kind of mental picture of what they are understanding. Then D3, working with language. We can ask students to make videos with a focus on particular language points. Example, the grammar lecture focus on language description, age, young adult and above, level, intermediate and above. For more advanced students, the teacher can set a grammar lecture text where the group makes their own grammar teaching video for their classmates or for students at lower levels. Students select or are given a particular grammar topic. The teacher can give them ideas about search of information for their research. Next, D4. Getting everyone involved, because filming usually involves on one camera operator and maybe convert to one narrator and one overall director. There is a danger that some students may get left out of the video making process. However, there are ways of avoiding this danger. First, the group. If more than one video camera is available, we can divide a class into groups. Second, process. We can ensure participation in the decision making process by insisting that no roles such as actor, camera operator, director are chosen until the last moment. Third, assigning roles. We can assign a number of different roles as in a real film crew. D5. What to do with the video? One of the main benefits of video making for students is the chance to display what they have done, get feedback on it from classmates and teachers. This can be achieved in a number of ways. First, class feedback. When students show their videos to the rest of the class, there are a number of ways in which those classmates can rate. They can vote for the best video, or they can record the successful and less successful example of what they hear and see based on the activities, clarity, grammar, vocabulary, production, and voice quality. Second, teacher feedback. One of the ways in which we can be sure that video making is a learning process is by responding to students' work with the same care that we give to written work. Third, video installation. We can organize a video day in which all of our students' videos are shown in an exhibition. If possible, we will have more than one machine running with the appropriate technological research. It can also put the video clips onto a student website. Last, individual and library copies. If we have copying facilities, we can make copies of our students' work. This can then be deposited in the school's video library or given to each student as a memento. Okay, this is the last in my mapping. It is D6. Video and the teacher. We can't leave the topic of video without mentioning the invaluable contribution that it can make to teacher development. Most teachers have an idea of how they appear as teachers and about how effective certain mannerisms and techniques can be. Many teachers are alarmed at seeing themselves on video, just as many people dislike their voices on audio type. It is very easy to perceive one's own faults in such a situations. Favorite catchphrases sound hand-in and repetitive. Report seems overstrained or over-intimate, and the voice is too dramatic, dramatic or too boring. The point of watching ourselves teach is not to engage in orgy of self-criticism, but to evaluate our actions in terms of their activities, their effectiveness. Which bits of the lesson clearly work? How could we change the way we do this exercise to not so that next time is more engaging, less confusing, more efficient? One major caveat about classroom video is that the camera does not actually tell the truth. This is why it is a good idea for camera to be pointed as much at the students as at the teacher. This means that the teacher can see the effect of what she does, nor can a vision and sound medium entirely capture the atmosphere of a lesson. The classroom on the video screen is only a partial version of the real thing. Okay, I think that's all from me. Thank you for watching. Bye.